Hi, it's BarbaraMichelle, and I was just browsing on Pinterest and I came across this cute little book made out of a tag, and I thought I would make one and show you how I did it. The site that I found it was on Pinterest, and it says it's from crepe paper, but it's just a tag with a few pages in it, with some baker's twine wrapped around to help it stay closed. There we go. So I've already used my Cuttlebug and some dies to cut out these 3 tags, and this one I used an embossing folder, but I'm going to make this other one, and I thought we'll just go from start to finish. So let me get my Cuttlebug. Okay. And the die I'm using to create these tags is by Sizzix. It's a large tag die. I don't know other than it came in a package of tags, a bunch of different sizes of tags, and I probably got it from Hobby Lobby or possibly Joann's, but I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Lobby. So I just run it through. I like to do it back and forth just to give it a chance to get a nice good cut. And then here's my tag. Okay, let me get this out of the way and then we'll move forward. Okay, so I made one earlier and from this size tag, and I wanted to use my tiny stapler, my tiny attacher, but it doesn't quite reach all the way to the center. So if I cut a 1/4 of an inch, no, I'm sorry, 1/8 of an inch off the bottom of this tag, then my tiny attacher will have enough room to reach to the center. So that's what I'm doing now. Cut an 1/8 of an inch off my tag. And then I need to cut down some paper to go inside. So I'll put that to the side for a moment and get out my ruler. Oh, first actually, before I cut the paper, I folded the tag over. So you can see my tag has these corners right here. So I just folded this over to where it met those corners. And then I'm going to use my finger and a bone folder just to get it a nice crease there. And then the tabby part of the tag folds over the top. Okay, so that's the basis of the book. So the paper will only go from, up into this fold here. So I just use my ruler to measure, and it's about 4 inches this way, right at 4. So I'm going to actually cut the paper probably at 3 3 3/4, and about a little bit more than 2.5. So it'll be 2.5. So for the paper, you could just use printer paper. I don't have any on hand, but I do have some really lightweight. It says it's cardstock, but I don't know. Very lightweight cardstock. So I'm just going to take a couple of those sheets and cut down my paper. So just fold them. Once you stack a couple of them together, they will kind of fan out a bit, so you can trim them down with your scissors if you don't like that fanned out look. And we'll show you in just a minute. So this will be the last one for this particular booklet. Just four sheets, 8 pages. Although you have front and back 1, 2, 3, 4, even though it's 8 pages. Okay, and you can see how it kind of fans out a little bit. So you can just trim those with your scissors. Actually, I like to trim just the 3 of them and leave the bigger one on the outside clean. And that way, if I had any like wonky cuts on my pages, it doesn't show right away when you're opening the book. Okay, so this is my tag. I do have these reinforcers. These are left over from another project, but I have a white sheet here. I thought I would show you. I just used my Tim Holtz Distress ink to color in the tags. That one's blue, I think. I have another tag over here, this blue one, so I'm going to use that for that. But for right now, we're going to use Wild Honey for like this small portion of it. Well, that's okay. I usually start off the edge so it gets kind of the lighter color, but it's alright if it's a couple different colors or a couple different shades of this color. Okay, so now I'm going to put the reinforcers on the thing. These are a little bit too yellow, but I'll use the lightest ones I have. Or maybe these brown ones would work better. You know what? I'm going to go with the slightly brownish ones. Okay, and so my reinforcers aren't totally exact, so I'm going to put one on the other side because a little bit of the stickiness does show through. There we go. Okay. And you can ink the edges of your tag. Let me switch to brown since we used the brown reinforcer, and maybe that'll help it tie in there. Oh yeah, that helped bring it together a little bit better. Just having that same sort of color around the edges. Okay, so now we're just going to put the pages inside the book. And there's a slight gap all the way around, you can see, which is good. Since we cut it slightly smaller. And it's my tiny attacher. I want the flat side of the staple to be on the outside of the card, or the book here. Just line that up. Okay. Oh, I ran out of staples. Alright, let's try again. Okay, there's our book. So far, we need to just put some twine in there. I had this from the Paper Studio, and I was going to use it for most of these, but I don't think it really goes with that. I have just this bit of, I don't know, baker's twine, I guess, just regular twine. And you only need about 12 inches or so of this. Maybe even less, but we're going to do 12 inches. Alright. So you just loop it through. I'm sure there's a name for this sort of maneuver, but I don't know what it is. A slip knot, maybe? No, it doesn't slip. I'm sure it has a name. Okay, and then wind it around, and then tuck it under to secure it in place, if you can get those little things to hold still. Okay, there you have it, a cute little notebook to write down your thoughts. Just slip it in your pocket or your purse, give it as a gift, maybe a teacher's gift. It was just really cute and fun to make. So I'm going to make a couple more, and I thought of another use. They're great for your pocket letters. What a wonderful addition to a pocket letter. So thanks again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this